This morning at about 11 a.m. Hindraf Makal Sakti has sent a memorandum, rather sent a petition to the Yang di-Pertuan Agong, stated here today, 21st March 2011 at Istana Negara. Basically, the main objective of the petition is to petition the Yang di-Pertuan Agong for the setting up of a Royal Commission of Inquiry to make recommendations for the dismantling of dismantle and to end all UMNO Malaysia's institutionalized racist policies. This year is the first year that we are marking this date, this International Day for the Elimination of Racial Discrimination, which is observed worldwide. And in most parts of the world, racial discrimination has been eliminated. The last being apartheid in South Africa in 1989. This day, we have asked the Yang di-Pertuan Agong to, we have pointed out Article 8.1 of the Federal Constitution, which provides for equality before the law, and Article 8 of the Federal Constitution is actually reiterated in the first article of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, that states that all human beings are born free and equal in dignity and rights. And then we have also mentioned in our petition that Article 153 of the Federal Constitution has been abused by the ruling government. Okay, there are two limbs to Article 153 of the Federal Constitution. The first limb talks about the special position of the Malays and the natives of Sabah and Sarawak. And then while special position is given under Article 153, the second limb of Article 153 talks about the legitimate interest of the non-Malay communities, the legitimate interest of the other communities. So this Article 153 has been stretched to the brim and used as a vehicle to discriminate and marginalize the Malaysian, in particular the Malaysian Indian people. People may argue that in any country there is racism, but what we are talking about here is state-sponsored racism. In Malaysia, between the people and people, the Indians and the Malays, the Indians and the Chinese and the Malays, they have no or very little problems because arising out of race. But our main complaint is on a day-to-day basis, acts of racism which is state-sponsored, which is organized by the state. And finally, Vedamurti in his letter to the Yang di-Pertuan Agong has stated, before God, every human being is born equal and free, and the United Nations International Day for the Elimination of Racial Discrimination reminds us of our collective duty and responsibility towards promoting and protecting this very treasured and fundamental belief. With that in mind, we from Hindraf Makal Sakti urge Your Royal Highness to form a Royal Commission with the view to, number one, that would be charged to investigate and report on the 54 years of entrenched institutionalized racism, UMNO racism in Malaysia. Number two, that would make recommendations to dismantle and end all UMNO racist policies and make recommendations to administer Article 153 in a legal, just, equal and equitable manner without infringing the rights and legitimate interests of non-Malays and non-Muslims, in particular the Malaysian Indian poor. And finally, to make inquiries on the constitutional infringement of 54 years of UMNO-led government and make recommendations for or mandate a constitutional court which would act as a final forum which would rule on constitutional racism. The latest example today, even for a dialysis kidney patient, for the Malay Muslims there's a different set of payment, for the non-Malays there's a different set of payment. For the non-Malays, for example, you have to end up spending about 2,000 ringgit a month to do your dialysis and the MOE injections that comes with it. Okay, per dialysis session is 120 ringgit. For the Malay Muslim civil servants, most of the civil servants are Malay Muslims. They get to go to private hospitals, government hospitals, and get the treatment for free. For the poor Malays who cannot afford it, Baitul Mal or Lembaga Urus Zakat or the Yayasans will fully pay for the treatment and they go. See, like for the Indian poor in particular, they have to go and beg UMNO even for their medical treatment, even for their dialysis treatment. A different rule applies.